If you have questions, please use the raise hand function. If you have a follow-up, ask it following your first. Bob Stauffer, 630 Ched.
Hello, Kailer. We're getting this information secondhand, but it looks like you were skating today with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Kyle Turris. Does it change when it's potentially a right shot? Because we're not sure if Turris or Nuge is playing at center, but does it change for a right winger when it's a left shot versus a right shot for you in terms of the dynamic as to how things go?
I don't think it does too much. It gives us another look at, having a strong side center. So I personally, for me, I don't think it changes. Just going to keep playing my game, keep going to the net.
First game back after not playing for a couple, how did it feel the other night against Toronto?
It felt different, but it's game one. I got another one tonight, so I'm just trying to improve on it and just keep getting better.
Ryan Rashog, TSN.
Kailer, there's 2 points on the line tonight, but is there a different sense of urgency for you guys? Just understanding that letting this team have 5 in a row off of you is not something you want if you potentially have to play them in the playoffs?
Yeah, it's a huge game. Getting these 2 points is huge. We need to be able to get these points, especially when playoff time comes. So we need to figure out how to win against this team and, keep chugging forward.
When Dave wants to play McDavid and Draisaitl together, it sort of firmly falls on the other skilled players in the lineup to win their matchup. Is that something that you take as a personal challenge? And, how do you plan to do maybe a better job of that in this game?
I definitely do. We need to be able to contribute just like those guys. Maybe not as much, but we need to be able to get in there and, contribute points. So I think it's definitely a challenge for me. I need to be better.
Derek Van Diest, Post Media.
Hey, Kailer, this year you guys have been really good with a 1-goal lead or 2-goal lead in the third period. Do you see that game the other night as kind of just a one-off, couple mistakes ended up in your net? And you still believe that when you get that lead in the third period, you guys are confident you'll be able to hold on and kind of shut things down?
Yeah, I think, I think we're still a confident team. I thought we played a really sound game. Maybe need a little bit more urgency with the puck. A couple tough bounces, and that's the way the game goes. So, but I think we're still pretty confident. And, I think it's going to be a good one tonight.
Did the week off affect the timing at all going into that game? It looked like you guys had the legs, but was the timing there, do you think?
Yeah, it was a little different. Taking that week off, mid-season, but. I think it's still there. I think we're going to come out flying tonight, and we're going to show up.
Jim Matheson, Post Media.
Kailer, you mentioned playing the last game. As a player who sits out for a week or so, what's the hardest part of coming back to play the game? The speed of the game when you haven't played, or the hands if you haven't played a game in a while?
I think the biggest thing for me is, the speed of the game, just getting your timing back. It's a fast game out there and you got to react quick. So, I think that's the biggest thing for me.
And if you used to playing with Leon, how is it different if, say, playing with Nuge in terms of, where you go and does Leon perhaps like to wind up and carry the puck more than up the ice than Ryan does?
Yeah, they're both tremendous players. Leo's a little bit, he likes to have the puck, a lot more, likes to be patient with it, find late guys. And Nuge's, I think he's a go-getter, wants the puck too, but we'll go get it too. So, a little bit different, but, both tremendous players, and, glad I could play on one of their guys' lines.
Thank you.
If there are no more questions, this concludes Kailer Yamamoto's media availability. Please stay tuned for Darnell Nurse. raise hand function. Start with Derek Van Dies, Post Media.
Hey, Darnell. You guys have been really good this year at holding leads in the third period, 1-goal leads, 2-goal leads. Was not being able to hold that lead in the third period the other night, was that just a one-off, you think, or was there something that you guys could have done differently in that situation?
Yeah, I think we could have been better in that situation, but like I said, we've been really good so far this year at holding leads late in games against everyone we play against. So, yeah, I think we shot ourselves in the foot a little bit, and it was a game that we had the opportunity to come out and close out, and you learn from it. I think our team, like I said, we had a lot of confidence playing with the lead in the third period, and we need to keep that confidence, know that we're definitely capable of doing it.
And how did the week off affect you guys timing-wise? It looked like you had your legs, but maybe the timing wasn't all there, at least at the start.
Yeah, I mean, you have a week off, but that's not an excuse for anything. For us, we knew that it was a big game. We practiced all week. We were on the ice all week. And I thought, like I said, we put ourselves in a situation where we're in the third period with a 2-goal lead. We got to, we know the way to close those out, and we got to be better in that situation. But, yeah. There's no excuse or anything going to the week off.
Michael Tracos, Post Media.
Hey, Darnell. Just the numbers you've been putting up yourself this year, tied for first amongst the defensemen in goals, great plus minus, playing more minutes. What's different about your game this year? Is it a matter of playing with Tyson Barrie that's sort of unlocked something in you, or what do you attribute it towards?
I mean, it's been a process. I mean, I've been confident in my game a long time. And I think this is just the growth of it and another level I can take my game to. And obviously, I feel confident that there's a lot more work to be done and even more to tap into. So obviously playing with Tice is a great defenseman. It's been fun to play with. I feel like, especially as the season has gone on, we've been able to feed off each other, know where we are on the ice, and kind of have that second nature. So it's been a fun pair to be a part of. But for myself, I think it's these aspects of my game, I felt like I've been able to grow year by year, and it's kind of coming together a little more now. But like I said, there's a lot more work to be done and more to tap into. And I think that challenge for myself is exciting.
What does it mean to be kind of mentioned amongst the Norris Trophy hopefuls? And I'm wondering, did you have an eye towards next year's Olympic team? Is it too early to have that as maybe a goal for next year?
My goal coming into the season was to show that I could be an impact player each and every night, and someone that could be leaned upon on the back end. Obviously, we knew there's a big void that needed to be filled, and I wanted to show that I was capable of stepping into that role and being a presence each and every night. So that's where my mind is, and it's been good so far. But you got to continue to do it night after night, and that's my focus.
Artie Klinkenberg, Global Mail.
Hi, Darnell. I'm wondering, when you look at these games that you guys have had against the Leafs, especially the other night, it was a really good game. What do you think has kind of gone wrong? Is it kind of a series of things in different games where you haven't been able, where they've been able to beat you guys?
Yeah, I mean they've played well. Every time we play them, it seems like they bring their A game or close to their A game, and for us, I think you look at last game. I think, like I said, we put ourselves in a position that we're there late in the game in a good spot, and we just got to close it out. So I think we got a lot of confidence in our group, especially against anyone in our division, and we just got to continue to play our game. Okay, and when you kind of look now from here to the end of the regular season, it looks like especially the top three teams have kind of settled in to a group, and maybe now it's kind of a matter of playing for
seating position or that sort of thing. What can you accomplish from here to the end of the regular season?
I mean, I think anytime you're in this situation, I mean, I know you look at the standings and you can say there's three teams at the top. That's not the way I look at it. I look at it, it's a tight race no matter what. I mean, you look down our division. It's tight from 6 up, and so for us, we can't let off the gas or feel like we're content being in a position where we're battling for position. We need to work each and every night, take each and every game as a new challenge, and try to collect points on a nightly basis. And I think that's what's been great about our group is we haven't gotten too high, haven't gotten too low, we're kind of even keel, and our focus just maintains on being consistent each and every night. So I don't think we're looking at it from a point of we're just jockeying for position at this juncture. No, it's more we just need to continue to grow our game and make sure that we're confident in ourselves coming into the end of the season.
Mark Spector, Sportsnet.
Okay, so on that theme, Darnell, how much? I mean, you're probably getting what we're throwing down here is everyone's sort of concerned, or not concerned, but wondering if the Leafs 6-1-1 record against you guys is making a dent, right? You're trying to grow your confidence, trying to grow your game. How much, how important is it, I guess, that can you grow your game, can you grow your confidence if you don't beat this Leafs team in your last crack at them here?
We're confident against any team we play against, Mark.
Okay. Your development, you're 26, you're pushing 400 games. Is this, and you just said that you're maybe not all the way to the top, that you can get better here. Is this how long it takes? Is this how long it takes for a guy like you, a young defenseman, to start to show us, where your peak's going to be?
Yeah, I think every guy's a little bit different. It's easy when guys come into the league to expect them to play at a certain caliber and a certain, have a certain game based off the way they play junior and just step into the NHL. The NHL's, best hockey league in the world. It's a hard hockey league to play in, and there's a lot of good players. So yeah, there's a lot of growth, a lot of time, and I think anyone that's, especially a D-man coming into this league, there's a lot of ups, downs, frustration, happiness that you go through. So yeah, it takes time. And I feel like for me, every D-man is different, but for me, it's been good to kind of bring a lot of things I've been working on together. And like I said, there's more steps to be made. So yeah, I just think with everyone, there's a different path.
Jason Gregor, TSN 1260.
Darnell, when you look at your ability to score goals this season, especially off the rush or in the slot, the puck is off your stick quick. I know you told me you worked a lot on skating, but did you work on just a quicker release? Because that seems to be a key to your success in scoring.
I think it more so just changed the mindset of trying to look for another play. And I was watching my games, I would get to those high scoring areas and I would look to make another player take too long to get a shot off. So, I kind of wanted to come into the season, and when I got myself in a good spot, just let my shot go. And I've always felt like I've had a pretty good shot, but I never really used it. So when I get myself to those situations, more so instead of looking to make the next player a pretty play, to just get the puck on net, and it's been working. So it's something I need to continue to do.
Now, I know in your spare time you like to DJ a little bit. Do you think you have any chops as an analyst, like your sister who stepped into the analyst booth and did very well? Was that something that might intrigue you later?
It might intrigue me seeing her do it and how well she's been doing it on TSN there. I think for me, that's a lot of pressure to step in behind that. So I don't know if I have the confidence to hop in behind Kia, because she's been doing such a great job, and it's been fun to watch. I know she did the Raptors game, the first all-female broadcast earlier last week, and she can do it all. So not just an analyst in between games, but also during the game. So it's so cool to see her do that. But like I said, it might be a little too much pressure.
Jim Matheson, Post Media.
A couple of things, Darnell. Did you play junior with Mac Hollowell?
I played a few games. I think Mac was my last year. I think he came up for some spots, like some sections of that season.
So the only reason I asked is because Joe Thornton was talking about him today, and he's on their taxi squad, and he said Mac was teaching him about some new music, and Joe was trying to teach him about Jimi Hendrix and stuff and music. So that's why I was asking if you had any relationship to Mac Hollowell. So the other question I have for you is, when a goal goes in like that in the overtime and it's off your leg and it's off Leon's leg, are you just shaking your head and saying, "Oh man, how did that thing go in"?
A bounce like a double bounce like that, you kind of just shake your head and say, how you get a bounce like that. But I mean, like, for us, we don't want to put ourselves in a situation where we got to play overtime there. So it's a bad bounce, but like I said, you move on. You move on from those ones quick.
Ryan Rashog, TSN.
I'll take another crack at what Speck was pushing out there, Darnell. Just the idea that, you may have to face this team in the playoffs, and if you give them 5 in a row against you, how much of an advantage that gives them. So do you have that in mind as you enter play tonight? This is more than 2 points. This is trying to kind of counterpunch against the team you might see down the road.
Yeah, we want to beat them tonight. Like I told Speck, we're confident against anyone in this division.
Okay, we're 0 for 2. Thanks.
Thank you. This concludes Darnell Nurse's media availability. Again, if you have questions, please use the raise hand function. Start with Terry Jones, Post Media.
Dave, before we get going on tonight's game, can you discuss your thoughts on the revised schedule? It means you're going to have your last 5 games on the road. It means an extra flight back and forth to Montreal. I would think they might have had an option of just leaving you down east and taking those 2 games back here and just giving you that one big road trip. Can you discuss,
Kenny kept us up to date with his correspondence with the league, and there's a lot of moving parts in that. So it's just you're pretty much the league dictates things, and you got to go along with it. So it's nobody expected that to happen last week. It happened, so now you got to deal with it. Those 2 games at the end of the year, that does give an extra flight down there, but hopefully, it depends. If you do make the playoffs, you're hoping that you start later in the week there than too quick after that trip. But, it's the way it played out. There's nothing we can do about it. You just got to embrace it and make sure you're dealing with the best you can and get through it.
Is there a bit of you that thought, it could have been worse?
Oh, there's always certain games that you think could have been worse, could have been better, so it's funny how the league always finds a way. It seems like that there's one that you don't like, and then they throw another one in there that is, okay, I can deal with that one. So they try to make it as even keel as they can.
Thank you.
Derek Van Diest, Post Media.
Hey, Dave, this year you guys have played with a confidence when you have the lead in the third period. It looks like you shut things down. You don't give teams much in the sense of trying to get back in the game. What was missing in that third period the other night against Toronto?
We gave up too many chances the whole game. It wasn't just the third period. They capitalized on the one in the third period. They got a break on the third goal to tie it up, but I didn't think we played as well as we needed to the whole game. So Smith was excellent in goal, and we gave up too many chances the whole game. They just happened to capitalize on a few late. But we're going to need to be better tonight if we expect to win.
And what did the week off affect you guys most going into that game?
You know, you hope we got some rest, but then there's always, you can never get, no matter how hard you practice or what you do, you never get to the competitive levels that match a game. And those are the things you hope are in place as soon as you get going. And I thought we were a little bit slow in reacting. Our puck play was a little bit slow, and especially in the first period that you could tell we hadn't played in a little bit. And it's I don't know, it's just human nature. You can't get yourself to the competitive level that you need to. And when you miss it for a week, you got to work to get it back. And as the game went on, we got a little better. The second period, we got a little better, but there's still another level we'll have to get to.
Steve Simmons.
Morning, Dave. It's been a long time no see.
Yeah.
On a game-to-game basis, on a night-to-night basis, how do you determine when you're going to play McDavid and Draisaitl together and when you're going to play them apart?
It's just a feel you go through, and some of it depends on, where the rest of your group is. Some of it depends on matchups. Some of it depends on, chasing a game, or, there's a lot of factors that come into it. We just feel like we can have a different look. There's the greatest thing about those two players. They play so well together, but they also take the responsibility of driving their own line when they have to. We've had success both ways. So we'll continue to tinker with it, and when they're together, they're a tough group to handle, and then when they're apart, it seems they have the ability to drag other people along with them. So it's just different looks for our team that hopefully we can keep using it to our advantage when we need to.
On Saturday night, they tie the game up on a play that goes off a defenseman's skate on a missed pass, and it goes to Nylander, and he scores. And then they win the game on a puck that goes off Draisaitl's stick and off Nurse's skate and goes in. Do you look and say that, that's just bad breaks going against us, and the luck is going to even out somewhere down the road?
You know what? I didn't think we played well enough for stretches of the game that we deserve breaks. I'm a big believer you get the breaks you deserve, and I thought we were just didn't do enough in the game. Now, that being said, we made some, Draisaitl and McDavid made some great plays to keep us around it, but we're going to have to be a lot better. And breaks happen. They got that first goal was a break for them, but you make your own breaks. And sometimes when you're generating chances, they're not going in. You need a break or two to help you out, and they got the break they needed the other night.
Jim Matheson, Post Media.
Dave, off practice this morning, it looks like Ryan Nugent-Hopkins will be at center, not with Connor, and Turris might be either at center or on the wing. Can you talk to that line? And did they do enough in Saturday night's game to help you out offensively?
Well, we didn't think our whole group was as good as we needed to be offensively on Saturday night. And Connor's line generated most of our chances, so. We'll look to tweak things up a little bit and see if we can generate a little more. But our whole group wasn't, we looked a little lethargic or coming out of that break, and we need to be better tonight.
And as Turris, what do you want to see from him? He's been in the lineup, COVID out. I mean, you're looking to see some consistent play from him so you can play him every night.
Yeah, we'd like to get him back up and going. He went through, missed a week and that's hard on players. You take a week in the middle of the season where they can't skate, they can't barely do anything. So it's taken him a few practices to get up and going, but and he works hard in practice. He's got unbelievable skill. You talk to our goaltenders about the best goal scorers on our team. His name comes up all the time. So we need to try to get him up and going and see what he can do, and hopefully he can jump back in the lineup and give us some of those things that our bottom group is missing.
Thank you.
Jason Gregor, TSN 1260.
Dave, has the emergence of Jesse Puljujarvi allowed you to maybe look for different options here down the stretch? You know, he's maybe, he's definitely your top 4 forwards right now. And at 5-on-5, he's really impressive. Do you look at maybe having 2 duos with him, Nugent Hopkins, Draisaitl, McDavid in any form at some point down the road?
Yeah, I mean, that's the way we've kind of talked about it, but a lot of it depends on whether we got McDavid and Draisaitl playing together. But we've tried, we've had Jesse with those 2, and we've had Yamo with those 2. So we'll continue to tinker with it just to get the balance that we're looking for.
And matchups tonight, Dave. Obviously, you don't have last change, but is there any matchup that you'd want to see more tonight, or are you just hoping that the Nugent Hopkins line responds better against Tavares line?
I wouldn't tell you if I knew, Jay. So matchups happen in the game; they're harder on the road, but we'll see how that goes tonight.
Michael Tracos, Post Media.
Hey, Dave. Somewhat lost amongst the season that Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl are having is that you've got a defenseman in Darnell Nurse who's taken an extra step, both offensively and defensively this year. You had Ed Jovanovski in Arizona. I'm just wondering, are there similarities between those 2 defensemen, and just what are you seeing in Darnell's game this season?
Well, I had Jovo. He was kind of winding down his career there. He was a real solid, played hard just like Nursey did. It's just plays against top players. And Nursey's game, the one thing that I really see out of him this year is the maturity in his game. And defense is a hard position to play, especially to be a top defender. But he's a combination. He's added to his offensive game, but he's embraced the leadership, embraced the extra minutes with Klefbom out, and there's just a maturity in his game that he's played very, very well for us.
Is he a guy that wanted that challenge? Did he ask you for more minutes?
Very much so. Yeah, he wants to have an impact on every game. He's a dedicated athlete. He's one of those guys as a coach you look down and you love everything he's doing. How he's dissecting the game when he's not playing, and his whether his fitness levels, his knowledge of the game, he's all in all parts of the game, and it's showing on the ice right now.
Jim Matheson.
Nobody's asked yet. Mike Smith playing goal this evening?
Yes, he is. Yeah.
And getting back to Turris, you brought him in kind of as a third line center, and it didn't look like it was working. And then you've tried him on the right wing. You still see him as a center, or you see him somewhere still in your top 9 if you can get him up and running, and it doesn't matter whether it's at center or on the wing?
Well, a little bit is the need of position, a little bit. So we haven't tried him at center above the third line. So we'll see. The last couple of games he played very well at right wing. But we need to get him up and running again and just see where it best fits.
Thank you. This concludes Dave Tippett's media availability.